There is only 1 month left of 2025, and that is the reality. But there is so much that you can do in 1 month, and so much that you can do to set yourself up for your 2025 goals. Just if you lock in for 1 month. Forget about the whole winter arc thing. You can focus on that next year if you miss the mark. You don't even need 90 days to set yourself up for success. Locking in for just 1 month, especially the 1 month where it's hardest for everybody to lock in, will put you ahead of the game. Not ahead of everybody else's game, even though probably yes, but ahead of your own game. You see, achieving your goals is not all about planning or all about willpower or discipline. Do they play a role? Of course. But how come some people who have all these things will still fail at their goals and still fail at their New Year's goals? Because they're missing a step along the way. Whether it's internal transformation, reprogramming, or reducing friction. Or maybe it is, yes, planning and discipline or whatever. But regardless of what step it is that you're missing, every step that needs to be taken requires change. And you need to understand now that if everything stays the same, then everything stays the same. Except now that change needs to occur for you to get your goal. You and your life has to change. That is a given. And before we continue on with the video, I need you to accept that now. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay. Because the difference between you now and the person that you're trying to become or the goal that you are trying to achieve is the change that you need to undergo to go from here to become the person who has and sustains that goal. Now, this video is a bit different and I was not initially going to do this, but I have made an entire 4-week day-by-day guide. Here are the screenshots, but the link is also in the description or the show notes. This is a completely free guide that I made that is going to take you through the 4 weeks or the 4 stages that you need to go through to get your goals. It is a day-by-day guide that is not going to make you just rely on willpower that will die out in a couple weeks. It is a guide that is going to take you through transformation and almost guarantee that you will achieve what you want to achieve if you put your mind to it. All of these activities I've done myself and have helped me tremendously in getting things in my life, but I will be doing this guide with you guys all throughout December. And if you want to follow along with me, I will be showing that on my TikTok, and the link for that is also in the description. Print this guide out, put it on your wall, put it on your home screen week by week, do what you gotta do. But before you start, you have to get excited as to what the stages are and fully understand them so you can immerse yourself in them. Hi girls, welcome back to The Creation of Her. My mission is to show you that you can get ahead and still have fun in your life even though society tells us otherwise. And I want to help you make that gap smaller and smaller between who you are now and who you want to be. So if that resonates with you or that sounds like your cup of tea, then make sure to follow, subscribe, so you can see more of me and level up your life. So, week one. Week one is all about aligning your goals. We're talking about clarity and actionable focus. What is the biggest area of your life that you want to transform in 2025? Now, I don't know about you guys, but me, I'm somebody when the new year comes, I want to do everything. I have these huge aspirations and I have like 30 goals that I want to achieve throughout the year. And then obviously by the end of the year, maybe I have a few that got done, but it was just unrealistic to focus on 30 goals throughout the whole year. And maybe I could have gotten them all done if I did them correctly, but just doing it all at once is not sustainable. And you know what? It is totally okay if you're the kind of person who is overly ambitious and wants to write down all these goals. And I want you to write down all those goals. So you're going to have a day where you just brain dump all of your goals that you want to achieve. You're going to write them down in your journal or in a Google Doc so you don't forget them. So you do not have to be scared of forgetting your 27 plus goals. However, after you write them down so they are on paper and you will not forget them, you have to get the mindset that doing it all at once is literally gonna get you absolutely nowhere. Think that if you try to do everything at once, you get nothing. So do you want at least 3 good things that are gonna change your life, or do you want nothing? So once you write down your 30 goals for 2025, I want you to focus on the 3 goals or even the 3 areas of your life that would change your life the most, and you'd see the most drastic difference in your daily life if you achieve those 3 goals. So for some of you, tripling your income would be way more important than learning a new language, because maybe it would change your life the most if that's what happened. Or maybe some of you guys are moving to a new country and it would change your life the most if you learned that foreign language. You have to really think about what would change your life the most and focus on those 3 things. And for now, just for now, we're going to leave those other 27 goals to the side, because what you'll learn and how you'll change to become the person who has your biggest, most life transforming goals will teach you what you need to achieve those other 27 goals when the time comes. And you'll have a better understanding of yourself and how you actually carry things out and achieve goals, so that way those other 27 goals, when the time comes to carry them out, you'll be able to achieve them much faster. So now we know that focusing on 3 is way more productive than focusing on a bunch of things at once. And once you've narrowed down to your 3, you are going to pick your top 1, which is what we're going to focus on for December. The one goal that is really going to transform your life or give you the most fulfillment or satisfaction if you achieve out of the other 2. So basically, this is the main area of your life that you want to focus on for 2025. It doesn't mean we're ignoring the other ones. This is just for December December, and it's going to teach you so much and help you grow and reach your goals so much faster. Then once you've narrowed down that one goal, you're going to ask yourself if the goal that you have is results-based or action-based. I'll give you an example. A lot of people for the new year, they want to lose weight or gain weight or change their body in some way. And a lot of times it will be results-based. For example, I want to be 120 pounds. But what we're going to do in the first week is we're going to try and shift result to action-based. So for example, instead of the result of seeing 120 pounds on the scale, we're going to switch that to working out 3 times a week and eating vegetables daily, or however you take it. If you want a certain amount of followers on social media, that's going to look like having the results-based goal on your vision board or whatnot. But when it comes to the daily actions or the weekly actions, it's how much you're posting a day or how much you're posting a week. It's about implementing one day of the week for strategy and etc. So basically, I'm going to help you break that down into what you need to do every month, every week, and every day. Now, again, I have the daily tasks in the notes, but we're going to do a quick little run through so you know what's coming for you. But I also wanted to say that December is a very busy month. There's a lot of social things, especially if you have a lot of family traditions or things with your friends or just things with yourself. I personally know that I'm probably not going to work best if I have a task every single day, because when the weekend comes, I'm probably clocked out. So I've made a week by week daily to-do list, and I've also made a week by week every other day to-do list. So if you think that would be more sustainable for you and maybe you want to do the work Monday through Thursday or every other day because that's just what would keep you more accountable, then that's also an option, because I know that's probably how I'm going to work best. So you have both options. So day number 1, you're going to reflect on the biggest area of your life to transform in 2025, and you're going to write down why this matters to you. So it would definitely be helpful to get a journal for December if you want, or just write like everything on one big notes on your phone. Day 2, you're going to brain dump all of your 2025 goals and aspirations. So just everything that comes to mind, you're going to put it on paper. Everything you would like to do, no holding back. You're just going to brain dump it all. And then you're going to pick the top 3 that would be the most life-changing. Day 3 is shifting your top 3 goals from results-based to action-based. Day 4 is breaking your goals into monthly, weekly, and daily habits. And day 5 is setting a limit. So you're committing to focusing only on the top number 1 goal this month. Day 6 is fun. It's imagining the future version of yourself who has achieved these goals. So I want you to write a letter from them describing to you now their daily life. And day 7, if you don't already have Pinterest, you're going to download Pinterest and you're going to start a Pinterest board of your top 3 goals. So you're going to start choosing the pictures that resonate with you and how you want to feel once these goals are in action or achieved. Now, week number 2. Week number 2 is about brain retraining and human transformation. The reason that a lot of people are not that successful in achieving their goals is because they think that, okay, well, if I do this action consistently, then I will become this person and I will feel this way. But they got it all twisted because it is the complete opposite way around. First, you internalize who it is that you want to become, and you feel the feelings already of how you want to feel, how you think this achieved goal will make you feel. Then you start to do the daily actions, and then you become that person fully. So week 2's focus is on internal transformation and ingraining those mindset shifts that are going to bring you to where you want to go. You get to rewrite your story. Your story is not written in stone. You get to rewrite your story every single day if you want to, every year if you want to. And if you put your mind to it, you can rewrite your story and stick with it every single time that you do it. Something that I've learned that has helped me the most is identity rehearsal, which is something that we're going to implement in week 2, where it's kind of like a play, right? Imagination and visualization or scripting and all of these manifestation things that you may see on the internet. Some people may do it one time and then they don't see the result and they're like, oh, okay, this doesn't work. But it's more than just manifestation or just this woo-woo thing on the internet. There is backed science to this. There's backed scientific psychology to all of these things. Think about it like this. When actors go to rehearse for a play, the first time that they're rehearsing it, it's kind of awkward. Maybe they forget their lines a bit, or everything's just not flowing how it is. The play hasn't fully come to life. But once they practice and practice, they start to become the characters. When you're watching the play, it feels like the characters on the play are how they actually are, and everything just flows seamlessly and the play comes to life. And they rarely forget their lines. They follow the script, and basically through practice, they achieve what they went there to do. Your life is like a play, and you need to practice how you want your play to go. So week 2 is looking like some journal prompts that are going to evoke that thinking, incorporating just 5 affirmations, and doing a Joe Dispenza meditation. If you know, you know. He's the author who talks about breaking the habit of being yourself, and his books are actually so interesting. His favorite book of mine is called You Are the Placebo, and if you're somebody who doesn't really understand manifestation or think that it's like some kind of like bad thing or just something that doesn't work, he puts the science behind it and makes you understand that it's really just about how your brain works and not about all these other external things that people may talk about. And we're going to start building week 3's routine basically by analyzing what's not working for you in your life, what's holding you back in your life that has been basically holding you back from achieving your goal thus far, aka ditching what's not working working for you and reducing the friction. So week 2 is looking like this. Day 1, you're going to journal on your current identity versus the identity needed for your goals. And you're going to write 3 I am statements embodying your future self. Now, when I wrote that down, I was like, that sounds kind of confusing and I would be so lost if I was like not me and I was reading that. So I have like a little appendix. It's like basically the last page of the whole weekly routine, and it gives you the exact prompts that I want you to do. You don't have to do them, but it's just going to evoke a little something in you. When I tell you guys, this plan has everything that you need. I have all the links to the meditations, I have all the journal prompts, all the examples, everything, whether it's in the daily task or whether it's in the notes. And all of the notes will say week 2, day 1, for example, so you know exactly where to go. Day 2, you're going to write down 3 limiting beliefs or old stories that are holding you back. So for example, if your goal is to start waking up earlier, then one of your limiting beliefs or stories would be, I'm just not a morning person. And you're going to switch that to rewriting it into empowering beliefs like, I can enjoy mornings with small changes, blah, 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 blah. Day 3 is my favorite, and you're going to do a Joe Dispenza meditation or just a guided meditation to visualize your future self. Week 2 is a lot of journaling and just testing your old beliefs. So day 4 is a journal prompt of what habits or routines are holding me back and what can I let go of. If your goal is to wake up early and you struggle waking up early because you use your phone and you have all this blue light right before you go to sleep, so therefore you sleep late, or maybe you have a friend or a partner that is keeping you up late, or maybe you snooze your alarm too much, you are going to think of all the friction and all of the things that could possibly be holding you back, things that you can let go, and maybe it's beliefs, so what things can you let go of? It's important to know what's holding you back so you can go forward and remove the obstacles out of the way. Day 5, okay, I lied. Day 5 is my favorite. You are going to use AI to craft a day in the life scenario for your future self, what they do, how they think, how they feel. I learned this from another YouTuber and it has completely changed my life so fast too. So what you're going to do is you are going to write your future self and you're going to put an emphasis on the 1 to 3 areas that we're focusing on for 2025, right? And you're not going to do it like who you're going to be in the first month of 2025, okay? You are writing it as the person who has already achieved those 3 goals. So all you're going to do is tell ChatGPT a bit about yourself, right? Like you live here, you're this however many years old, and you're going to tell ChatGPT your goals, and you're going to say, write a 5-minute identity rehearsal for me and a day in the life, and play around with it, okay? You can read it, and if something just doesn't sit right or doesn't add up, then you change it, tell ChatGPT like change it to this or da-da-da. Just play with it and type your own things until it's exactly how you want it and it's exactly how you picture yourself with those goals. You can also tell ChatGPT how it is that you want to think, the things you want to do every day, how you want your routine to look like, who you want in your life. And once you have your perfect identity rehearsal and or day in the life, you're going to download the Parrot app, which looks like this. I also have it in the routine/notes. And you are going to repeat that identity rehearsal word for word with all the emotion you have in your heart into the Parrot app. It's basically an app that will like loop itself. And then I want you to think of when you can play that in your day, whether it's on a daily basis or every other day, or at least once or twice a week. I like to do it while I'm working out. I'll put it on for 5 or 10 minutes and then I'll play my music. Maybe you're doing it on your hot girl walk if that's something you do daily. Maybe you're doing it while you're brushing your teeth. Maybe you're doing it while you're showering, or maybe you're just putting it on while you are making your morning coffee. I just want you to habit stack this so you can do it every day until that dream person becomes a reality for you. And don't feel any pressure. If you need to change something, feel free to change it, re-record, and re-implement. And day 7, you're just going to reflect on this week's growth and you're going to build next week's routine based on the things that you've learned, because by now you probably have a more refined vision of how you're going to carry out what you want to carry out and how exactly you want to feel when you achieve that goal. Week 3 is where we get real. We have done some internal work and now we're going to do our best to implement our actions and habits. And it's not only about implementing actions and just going through the motions, but building confidence. Am I the only one who has made several like 6-day workout routines, each being an hour to an hour and a half long? And obviously by week 3, or if I get far, week 4, I ditch that. But why did I keep making the same routine that I know was not sustainable for me and I know was not going to work for me, thinking that I could go from doing absolutely nothing in the gym to going full force? Because then the next time I make a program that's like that, I'm going to have zero confidence in myself. Building confidence comes from doing hard things and by keeping promises to yourself. And you don't keep big promises to yourself straight on, because that is going to lower your confidence when you inevitably fail. It is okay to fail, but it is also okay to know how to implement things strategically so they stick. When it comes to building confidence, you keep little promises to yourself, okay? Little by little until you build them up and you build that confidence and like, okay, I know I can tell myself I'll do something and I'll do it. I always say, when you are on rock bottom, when your confidence is all the way low, when you have not been able to carry anything out or be consistent in anything, you start tomorrow by saying, okay, I promise myself that I'm going to stretch my 2 arms, or I promise myself that tomorrow morning I am going to just squeeze some lemon into my water and drink a lemon water. And every single day you do a new little promise until you build that confidence up, and the next big thing you say you're gonna do, you're like, okay, yeah, I know I can do this now. Now, following the routine you made in week 2 to carry out now to achieve your goals, you're just gonna think of like the smallest thing that falls in line with that routine or falls in line with achieving your goals that you can do on day 1. So maybe you wanna be a content creator, and instead of making an entire vlog, an entire video, it's just coming up with an idea. Or maybe you wanna be consistent in the gym or with working out 3 times a week. So your first promise is not even working out, it's just putting workout clothes on. And if you do that first promise and you wanna do more with your day, go ahead, by all means, do your thing. But it's about adding small daily promises to build momentum. And then day 2, you implement 1 or 2 other things that's actually starting your routine. And I want you to just focus on 1 to 3 habits. Now, I just want to preface on week 3, we all know that December, for the majority of us, is a very busy month, as I said. We have holidays, we have parties, we have eating a bunch of crap, we have everything, okay? Be very realistic with yourself. When it comes to implementing your routine or building your routine for December, do not plan something that you know you will drop. So just focus on the 1 to 3 habits, 3 maximum, that you know you can implement every day, regardless if you're on vacation, if whatever. And what's so important, me, I dealt with this so much, is not lying to yourself. And how do you not lie to yourself, you may ask? It's by having some accountability. Now, people like to be accountable in many different ways. I'm somebody, I personally don't like to share all of my goals with everyone, or I'm just like that kind of person that like just doesn't want people to know what I'm doing until it's done. So sometimes having an accountability partner is not my preferred choice of staying accountable. But if that works for you, you do that. Have multiple accountability partners if you want. If you have a friend that has a similar goal to you, like getting into the gym, eating healthy, starting a content creation business, becoming a runner, send that person this video, get them on board, and be each other's accountability partner. Now, if having an accountability partner is not how you want to do it, then what I like to do is habit trackers. But the key is that this habit tracker needs to be somewhere where you are going to see it every day and check it off every day. You are going to write whatever the habits are, and maybe you're going to write any other habits that you already have in place, and you're going to check them off at the end of the day or check them off once they're done. A lot of us will say we want to do something, like we want to be daily meditators, but there's nothing holding us accountable for that or making sure that we're actually doing it every day. There are not that many people who can just say, oh, I want to start doing this, and do it without having any kind of accountability, you know? So have that partner, have that habit tracker, have something in place. You can watch videos online of how to be accountable and do whatever resonates with you. The way that I like to do it, I used to have habit trackers on my phone, but that wasn't that effective for me. So now I have either I write my habit tracker by hand or I print it out and I have it right next to my nightstand, right next to where I charge my phone at night, with a pen there. So at night I can be like, okay, I did this, I check it off. And here's the kicker. When there's something that I did not check off, like let's say it was to do a 5-minute run that day, I will write on the back of that sheet basically my excuse. I will write down why it did not happen, why I was not able to carry it out, and I will just write down what got in the way, whether it was friction through the day or whether it was just my own personal excuse. Because it's just you and you. So be so real, like be upfront with yourself. You do not lie to yourself, okay? Lying is a sin. And at the end of the week, once you've tried implementing your habits, or hopefully you were successful because they shouldn't be that difficult, you are going to go to the back of that sheet or talk with your accountability partner or whatever and analyze the friction that kept you from carrying out the habits, if there were any days that you missed, or just any friction that made it hard in general. And think about, journal, reflect, talk about how you can remove that friction or reduce some of it. So day 3 is looking like journaling or maybe talking out loud. What obstacles or friction am I facing, and how can I adjust my environment to make this easier? And day 4, I want you to think about the kind of sleep schedule you want to have, when you want to wake up, and the kind of simple morning routine you want to have that aligns with your energy goals and that will help you be more successful. Because no matter who you are, unless you are the rare exception, if you are not getting the adequate amount of sleep or you're having like a really unhealthy sugary breakfast, it's just going to make your cognitive function lower. It's going to make your willpower lower. It's going to make your decision making lower. So it's going to be much harder and will be friction into carrying out your new goals, having human transformation, and changing yourself. Day 5, you're going to treat your goals or your habits like a meeting. For example, if you have a planner and your goal is to drink lemon water every day, you are going to write on your planner, drink lemon water, and you're going to check it off in your planner, or you're going to have it in your Google Calendar and put like 7:30, drink lemon water. Wherever it is that you schedule, that you plan things, you are going to put that in place for your goals. Day 6, you have your reflection. You think about what went well. Were there any ways that you like struggled? And and how can you make small tweaks for next week. And day 7, of course, is celebrating the small wins from the week to build confidence, to show you that you're actually capable of doing what you say that you want to do. And you're going to evaluate and replan next week if there was anything that was holding you back or any friction, so you rearrange that and fix it to how you know is going to work best for you. And now on to week 4. One of my other favorite things to do week 4, we are making a vision board that just evokes these feelings in you of what you want your life to look like and how you want to feel when you achieve those top 3 main goals in 2025. You are going to set up reminders for accountability in 2025. You are not just going to remember your goals in January. You are going to set reminders on your phone, whether it's monthly reminders on your Google Calendar, on your Notion, however you organize your life. And if you don't organize your life in some kind of way or another, please start. But if not, just do reminders on your phone. So that way you are reminding yourself of your why, of what you told yourself you were going to do in the beginning of the year as the year goes on, so you never lose sight of those goals. And you're going to do your best to romanticize this new routine, to romanticize this new persona that you're building, this new persona that carries out the habits that you want to carry out. So that might look like, if you want to start eating healthier, you're going to start with just eating a healthy breakfast, and you're going to romanticize that breakfast. Maybe you play some cafe music, some lo-fi music, you light a candle, you have some flowers in front of you, and you eat your breakfast mindfully and slowly. So week 4's theme is solidifying and romanticizing. We're focusing on removing the friction, romanticizing the process, and setting up for 2025, because it is the last week of 2024. Day 1, you restart your routine and you focus on the friction-free execution. For example, if your goal was to drink more water, but you realized there was some friction in not having your water bottles prepared, you are going to prepare your water the night before. Or if your goal was to wake up early, but your alarm really pisses you off, you're going to have a calming alarm. I know on iPhones they have like a bird chirping alarm. That might be more helpful for you. Or if you just snooze all the time, you're going to remove the friction and put your phone in the bathroom or in another room where you have to get up to turn off your alarm. Day 2, you are creating a vision board for your ideal self and life. So remember week 1, that Pinterest board you started to make? You're going to get that Pinterest board. Hopefully you kept adding to it, or maybe it just took you one day. It doesn't take that long. You only need like 10 to 20 pictures. You can go on Canva, you can print these pictures out, and you can make a vision board, and you're going to choose images, quotes, symbols that inspire you and resonate with how you want to feel once you achieve these things. And you are going to put that vision board, either print it out somewhere where you will see it every day, or put it on your screensavers. Just put it somewhere that you will see it every single day. Day 3, you're setting the reminders or the systems to stay accountable throughout 2025. And day 4 is a journal prompt. So how will your new habits or routine improve your life in the long term? Because this is your why. If you are doing something with no why, you will not do it. And you need to keep count of your why. So when those alarms go off throughout 2025 that are reminding you of your goal, maybe you forget your why, but you can go back to this and be like, okay, this is why I am doing what I said I was going to do. Intention is so powerful. This is probably one of the most important steps. And day 5, you're really going to work on romanticizing your new habits. Now, maybe if your goal is to have a healthy breakfast every morning, you're probably not going to spend every single morning of 2025 or of December or of just the last week of December lighting the candles and putting the flowers and putting the music. Maybe you are, but at least for the last 3 days, you're going to do that. You're going to work on romanticizing whatever habit it is that you have. When in doubt, music or candles and a flower, okay? If your goal is to be a content creator and you are planning, right, a video idea, just light a candle and put some flowers in front of you, okay? Find a way to romanticize it to the best of your ability. Be creative. And also, when in doubt, if you don't know, if you're like, how can I romanticize this habit or this action? Ask ChatGPT, ask AI, they will give you all the ideas that you can't think of. Literally throughout this whole month, when in doubt, ask AI. And day 7, there will also be a link in the notes for a visualization or meditation to help you with this, but you are going to visualize 2025. You're going to imagine waking up a year from now with these habits already ingrained, with these goals already achieved, and you are going to feel the gratitude and the pride. That is week 4. Now, going forward, how are you going to use these notes? So again, like I said, this day by day, week by week planner and the notes are in the description. If I were you, I would tape it on your wall, put it somewhere where you can see it, or if not, you can screenshot like the week that you're on and put it as your phone screensaver, or do both. I'm probably going to do both because I've been there. I've started plans. It's really easy to do week 1 and then you're like, I don't really feel like doing this anymore. I'm going on vacation or whatever. But when you put things in places you can't ignore, it's hard to ignore them. And also when you really want something, you will do anything to get there. So if that is the case, I believe in you. And like I said, evaluate what will work best for you. If you want to use this whole week weekly thing as like an advent calendar where every single day you have something new to do, by all means. I mean, I think that's super fun. But if you know that sometimes you have busier days, sometimes you have more time for self-improvement, then maybe you're just doing it 3 to 4 days out of the week, which is why there is that like every other day part of the planner. So both of them are there for you. Just choose whichever works best. And maybe one week you're doing every single day a new thing, and the other week you're doing like the every other day thing. You can mix and match both. Just do whatever works for you. Every single week has the same task. They're just split up into different days. And of course, if you want a refresher, if you want to remember the meaning behind every week, if you want to be hyped up every single week, you can always come back to this video. The video is organized in sections, right? So you can go to week 1 at the beginning of week 1, come back for week 2, and watch from week 2, and so on. Honestly, just have fun with it. Don't take it too serious, but like take it serious at the same time. The way I'm gonna look at it, to me, life is a game, and I'm just an avatar, and I get to change my avatar for it to be however I want it to be. And I do that by following the rules and following the game of life. So every day that I'm doing my little self-improvement task, I'll be like, okay, time to just like tweak my avatar a little bit and get my avatar to where I want it to go. And yeah, don't take yourself too serious. Just be like, this is easy for me. Don't catastrophize things, okay? We're all about minimization here, so you can just do things like they're nothing. I wish you guys all the best, and I know that the ones of you that are going to use December to your advantage, you are simply just ahead of the game. You are simply just that girl, and you are that 1% of people. Again, if you want to follow along with me, I will be sharing my journey as well on my TikTok, as well as the creation of her Instagram page, so make sure to follow there. If you want somebody to do this with you, or you think that this will be helpful for somebody else, make sure to share this video or this podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, do what you gotta do, and I will see you guys next week. Love you.